Well, thank you very much, Chair Murkowski. We've changed roles on the Interior Committee, but we haven't changed our close partnership, working together on programs integral to the stewardship of public lands, the health and livelihood of tribal communities, healthy and productive forests, human health, clean water, clean air. The bill before you today protects funding for operating our public lands, including essential funding for the operation of the National Park Service, the National Forest System, the National Wildlife Refuge System, and the National Conservation Lands. It includes language that requires public land agencies to maintain staffing levels to carry out important missions, such as protecting important natural and cultural resources, maintaining access and recreation for visitors, conducting tribal consultation, maintaining infrastructure, and providing information to stakeholders and the public. I'd like to think that we don't actually need provisions requiring that there be enough staff to carry out essential activities, but at this moment in the national conversation, I think these sort of provisions are important in this bill. The administration has produced a 24% cut in the National Park Service since taking office, and doing so without a detailed plan that was presented and consulted with Congress, and that has absolutely concerned me about the operation of our national park units. It's important that our national park units remain in the national park system. And that's an important response to the administration's request to spin off those portions of our national park system. And I must say, these are, we call them units, these are treasures in every one of our states that our citizens love and want to see us maintain well and pass on to the enjoyment of the generations to come. I support this bill because it provides targeted resources for tribal programs. It provides funding for wildfire preparedness and operations and wildfire-related staffing. There are things in this bill that I don't particularly like, including some legacy riders, but we work together to make sure that there are not new controversial policy riders in this bill, and I think that's part of the partnership that will enable us to go forward on a bipartisan basis. As Chair Murkowski mentioned, this is not the exact bill she would have written, nor the exact bill I would have written. But that is kind of the point of the bipartisan work in the Appropriations Committee, that no side gets everything they want, but they bring different visions from their home states and from their perspectives and work it out. And that's what we have done in balancing priorities and making trade-offs and keep the government working for the American people in a cost-effective manner. No, we haven't had a rescissions package under the 1974 Impoundment Control Act for the last 30 years until recent weeks. And that's partly because of the bipartisan work that this committee does and this committee has stuck by in defending. And I certainly would like to see us be able to sustain that effort. I'm really pleased to see us moving this bill forward, knowing that there's more bipartisan consideration to be done on the floor of the Senate in conversation with the House. There are areas I would like, if I was writing it by myself and I had, the magic wand, I would be investing more in EPA's research arm to help keep toxic chemicals out of our air, water, and soil. More for repairing maintenance on our public lands. More in modernizing the healthcare system for our tribal communities, and more in investing to confront the extreme threat of climate chaos on our drinking water, our wildlife, our forests, and our ecosystems. And certainly one feature of that in the West are the wildfires. We have 70 large wildfires burning as we sit here at this moment. We have 6 major wildfires burning in my home state of Oregon, including the largest in the country. Already this year, there's been 40,000 wildfires burning 2.9 million acres. So I'd like to see us invest more in forest management. And it has a dual benefit. It makes the forest more fire resilient, but often improves the ecosystem, the forest at the same time. That's a win-win that can bring people together. As I close, thank you very much, Chair Murkowski. It really has been a pleasure working with you over these last few years. And my team has greatly enjoyed working with your team. My team, Melissa Zimmerman, Ryan Hunt, Anthony Cedillo, and Rishi Sagal. And on Senator Murkowski's team, Daniel Mencher, Anna Smith, Sarah Jorgensen, and Aaron Thiel. They've lost a lot of sleep. I know they'll really look forward to a little bit of rest in the days to come. And then they'll be back at work preparing as we try to move these bills forward to the floor. So again, thank you very much for your partnership, and thank you, Chair Collins and Vice Chair Murray, and I yield back.
Thank you, Senator.